Hello everybody, it's Bea from Bespoke Crafts and welcome to my channel. Before I start talking about this Christmas in July card number 3, I'd just like to thank everybody for subscribing. I really do appreciate your support. 413 I think my numbers are. I think they are. So if you're watching the intro and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It is free, it doesn't cost you a thing, but it really does support my channel, the same as clicking the like button, subscribing, the notification bell, sharing the video, adding comments. That all these little things really do make a difference to the algorithm. So yeah, if you please would, if you like the content, please like it, and I always really do like to hear your comments. Now about this card, I got this stamp set. I've had it forever, and I don't know the name of it, to be fair, and it sprouts, as you can see. So there's 5 of them, and I've already got some made out here that have been in my stash, and you see the expressions are absolutely brilliant on them. It looks a little bit sad. So, and then you get the elements to go on top, which Christmas pudding, the top of the Christmas pudding, as you can see, the top for a bauble on there. You also get a crown, which I haven't done. I've just put them down really quickly, I'm sorry. So yeah, these have just been done in my pack for a while now. So you also get a trump. You get Yummy or Yuck, Christmas green things from the bunch of us, no sprout about it, and you get the little sprouts as well. There's a couple of those, but they keep coming off. It's that old. So I hope you can see there's no glare on it. They get arms and legs, so you've got little stick arms with little boots on, and arms with boots on, legs with boots on, and little hands with gloves on. You get this fork with a sprout on it, and that wants a bit more shading under that, actually, just looking at that. Holly, Christmas hat. You get a bunch of well, it's a stalk of sprouts. You get a sprout in a drink. Crown, I think I've said everything. So Yummy and Yuck, no sprout about it. I'd eat one for you. Christmas green things, and from the bunch of us. I absolutely love this, I really do. So like I say, I've got loads of bits printed out here, but I've also got some Tim Holtz hats that do fit on them as well. So that was just me playing about. I've done masks for them as well. As you know, I do like to have masks for my stamps. So hopefully this is not going to be a long video. I started this one last night. I went to bed at 11:30, 12ish, and was up again at 1:15. So you'll see a change of clothes. I went back to bed again at 4 o'clock this morning, and it is now 10:30. I've been up since 7:30 and just dilly-dallying about and just finishing this card off. So as you can see, I've done a black matten layer. I only wanted a thin matten layer I think this was 4 1/4 for the panel, obviously just over 4 1/4, 5 1/4 and 5 7/8 for the card itself. So yeah, just raised it up and just spatted some sprouts about. And the sentiment I've done is on a different card because I'd already got it there. I didn't want to stamp it out again. So there's today's card. I'm going to pop off and do my editing now. So yeah, grab yourself a drink of whatever you want, put your feet up and come on with me on this journey to make this There's No Sprout About It, Christmas is Coming. Hello everybody, I'm on the voiceover now. I will just mention, I noticed I didn't mention it yesterday, my numbers are going up, and in the background on cue you will hear Merlin. Now Merlin is my African grey parrot. He's absolutely gorgeous. He's about 13 years old, and you will hear him tweeting, singing, and doing all sorts in the background. He doesn't swear, thankfully, because we don't swear. So just so that you are aware, sometimes I have him in the craft room with me, and sometimes he's in the lounge, which is where he is now. Right, so as you can see, I first got out 3 of the sprouts. I wasn't sure, and still aren't sure at this point, what I was going to do. So I've chosen to do the sprout on the fork, and I think it's the first time I've used this actual little stamp itself. I'm going to use Memento ink because I want to use my Ohuhu Honolulu 320 alcohol markers for this card. So I'm just stamping it down a couple of times, using my mini Misty, and then I'm just going to figure out where I'm going to put the other sprouts. I was conscious that I didn't want all of them, and I was conscious as well that I only wanted them, I didn't want them to be overlapping the fork. So just a little bit of careful placing. As you can see, I've just got it spot on there. Excuse me, I've just yawned. So I'm just applying the mask. Now for this mask, I haven't used the Masking Magic from Gina K. I've used some double-sided tape sheets that I can't remember where I got them from. I think there was Sizzix one. I'm not sure. So they are thicker. So you have to make sure that you press down quite firm where the edges meet. And if they don't, you can always put that right with a fine liner, just to put the lines where they should be. So I'm going to use the similar colours to what I've used for the ones that were already in my stash. What I should have done, and should do really, is put the numbers on the back, but I didn't, so they're not going to be exact, and all sprouts are different, so that's why I'm just using a variety of different greens. Right, so I'm going to pop some music on for you so you can just sit back and enjoy the colouring in. as you can see, I've just added another colour, which I cut that bit out because it took me ages to find it. But while I'm just colouring in this part, where there's parts that are overlapping, that's where your natural shading should be. So that's why I've done that bit darker there. And then the colours will slowly get lighter. But that's to ensure that you get your shadows in the right place where it would be, where it's naturally overlapping. I do think that helps me a lot when I'm colouring in. By no means whatsoever I am a colourist. I wish I was. I've done a lot of practice and I've still got an awful lot more to do. But yeah, just so that you can get the idea of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And you'll see that coming together with the rest of the sprouts while I'm colouring them in. And I will also take the lighter colour and go over the darker colours as well, just so that you get a more of a seamless blend. You don't get any harsh lines in between the colour changes. So you will see me going over other colours as well with the lighter. That really does make a difference as well. So now I'm going on to the forks, and I've decided to do them in greys. I think I used 3 different coloured greys. This was the darkest that I used. I could have done them in the chrome, but I decided not to today. And again, it's the same principle of going over putting your shade in first and then going over with your lighter colours to the lightest that you're going to use. I don't think there's any stamps for this collection. But to me that doesn't really matter anyway, because they're not that awkward to cut out. I think the worst one would be the stem of sprouts, but that's not that quite difficult anyway. It's just going round the little circles. The scissors that I do use are the Tim Holtz, his new ones out, the little snips with the spring on them, spring loaded snips. I've got the large pair as well, but I've also got the crafty scissors, the little yellow ones. They're very good as well, so I go between them both. So I'm just using my blending marker simply because I've got a little bit of green in his eye and down the side of him, and just keep going over it, let it dry, over it again until your colour disappears. They are brilliant, and that was a Pro Marker one that I was using then. So I'm going to do his eyes, and to be absolutely honest, I've chosen the wrong colours. It does look alright, but I wanted them to be a bit paler, and I'd used, if I'm right, because I can't see it, I think I'd used GY172, GY173, and then Y230. And I shouldn't have done, I should have gone paler. And I'm just looking at now, yeah, I should have gone for the Y010, and that's Primrose. And the Y110, which is the greyish yellow. I should have used those two. So I'm just using my Ohuhu fine liner, my jelly roll, not a fine liner, just to add some highlights. I can soon go overboard with highlights, so I have to really keep pulling back on them, because I do tend to just, well, I used to, now I do, I'm conscious of not doing it so much, highlighting the bejeevers out of it. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. So now I'm going to use using my crafty scissors to fussy cut around. I'm cutting the outline, complete outline base from the card, but I'm not cutting the inside of the fork. Now, if you were to do this, you could completely take the sprout off and cut down that way. Now the reason I haven't done it is because I'm just going to put it onto a exactly the same cardstock as I've stamped on, so you can't tell at all that it's not cut out. But yeah, you would cut the sprout off and then just go around the shapes. But I'm cutting right up to the black stamped line. And when you're cutting, I'm not trying to teach anybody to suck eggs, but move your card, not your scissors, around. As you'll see, I'm moving my card. Makes everything a lot easier. Oh, there you go, that's cut out. I'm just going to go around the edges. You can see them white edges there. I don't like to see them, so I'm getting rid. Now you've got to be careful if you use, I'm not sure whether it'll be all alcohol inks, but some alcohol inks, if you're doing the edges like that, it sometimes might bleed into your already coloured image, so just be aware of that. and also do it, that's been me being a bit dangerous there, with the back side facing you, so if you slip it goes on the back side and not on your image as well. Ask me how I know. I looked at this and thinking, why are you putting it there? There's only half on the other side. So this is where my image is going to sit. So I'm going to put some foam pads in the centre just to give it that little bit of dimension, just to hold it up a little bit. And then I'll put the glue on the foam tape and also down the very edges of the stamped image. So what I've decided to do now, I don't do it on all cards, but I do it on some, on the images. I go round with a grey and generally go around the whole of the image. It just adds that shadow, and it really does look really good. So I've done it with, I'm not so sure whether it is CG020 or CG3030, but it really does make a difference to your image. And I'm just using a Ohuhu fine liner, just got to go over his eyes again, just to make them a little bit bigger, and that I wanted to have them having, so he's looking slightly to the right hand side, and going over with the Distress Glaze. But it's not called that because this is the Made to Surprise, and it's the Dimension gloss that I'm using. And I need to have a sign in front of my face every time using this, is not to touch it till it's dry. It's still wet. I decided as well that I wanted to take the panel down in size. So this is 4 1/4, and just to add that little bit of decoration to the panel, I wanted to put some of the little sprouts on. I'm using foam tape on all the elements here, and then I'll be putting a little bit of the glue on, which is Gina Connect glue on, just for that extra security and just give you a little bit of wiggle room, just so that you can get it positioned exactly where you want it. And why am I doing this again? Well, because I touched it and it made a bit of a mess on one of the eyes. So I've done one, so I had to do the others. I never learn. Too impatient. Now I've just cut a panel out, and it's slightly bigger, I can't remember the size of it, in black cardstock, and using my Collall glue to stick it down, just so there is just a very light, not light, small black border around the image. And it is dry by now. and I found that you could just see a little bit of the white underneath the sprout, so I've just gone under that with green so you can't notice it anyway. Probably wouldn't notice anyway, but I knew it was there. And again, putting a little bit of shadow on the little sprouts just makes them pop. I wanted to keep the card quite minimal. As you can see, there's only 6 elements on there, 7 with the sentiment, just on plain paper, plain cardstock. So I wanted to do a little bit of interest to the matte layer, so I'm just doing one line on my scoreboard. I'll turn it over when I'm using it, so I'll get the embossed side facing up, not the debossed side, which is a good thing. You can do it either way. Using the Collall glue to stick this down. This glue is absolutely brilliant. And also, I'll tell you what else I use it for. Any parcels that you get and they've got the printed labels, if you just put a little bit of that on, I'm a sod for wanting to get rid of my name and address and everything, is put a little bit of that on and it just disappears because it's alcohol based. So yeah, there's a tip for you on a Tuesday tip. Right everybody, I really do hope you've enjoyed this video. I have enjoyed making this card. So please like, subscribe, click on that notification bell, leave me a comment. Please give me a thumbs up, it really does make a difference to my channel, and I will see you for the next video, which I'm not sure whether it'll be a birthday card, anniversary card, or Christmas in July number 4. Bye for now everybody. Bye bye, take care.